In this video, I will show you how to choose a tax professional for your real estate business. I'm Jim Flouse, tax accountant, tax coach, and enrolled agent. I'm enrolled with the IRS to practice in all 50 states, and I work with real estate agents across the U.S. Choosing a tax professional? Be careful. There is more riding on your decision than you think. Let's keep it real. Not all tax preparers are created equal. So to help you find the one that's best for you, the one you're most comfortable with, the one that will help you pay less tax and will in fact save you more money than they charge you in professional fees, here's questions you should ask your next tax accountant. Number one, what's their area of specialty? If you're self-employed or a real estate agent, find out how many real estate agents the tax pro is doing returns for at this time. With over 60,000 pages in the Internal Revenue Code, you don't want a generalist who knows a little bit about a lot of different things, or even a newbie. You want someone who's a specialist, someone who's very familiar with the tax credits, the deductions, the loopholes, and the strategies that you can put to work so that you send less money to the IRS and keep more of your commissions in your pocket. Number two, what are their professional credentials? In other words, what's their certifications? You know, at the very least, you want someone who's a registered tax return preparer. They have what's called a PTIN, or a Prepared Taxpayer Identification Number, with the IRS. Basically, that means they can sign your return. These days, it's not enough just to be a registered tax return preparer with a PTIN number. You should really have a CPA, an enrolled agent, or a tax attorney, because any one of those three can stand behind you after April 15th should the IRS send you a notice or, heaven forbid, you come up for audit. All three of those categories are allowed to practice before the IRS and represent taxpayers. So let's talk a little further about it. What's a CPA? A CPA is licensed by their state. They passed rigorous exams in 4 areas: auditing, accounting, business law, and taxes, and is required to maintain continuing education and ethics requirements. A tax attorney is licensed by the state bar, has to pass the PAR exam, and has to have a registered tax identification number, which allows them to prepare returns. They can also represent you before tax courts in other areas. An enrolled agent is licensed by the federal government. They pass 3 exams, all have to do with taxes. They're tax specialists, and they're licensed to practice in all 50 states. An enrolled agent has the same authority before the IRS as a CPA or a tax attorney when it comes to representing taxpayers. Ask how long will it take for them to return your phone call or email questions. This sounds so simple. However, it's documented. It's the #1 reason people switch accountants or leave their tax preparer. They can't get a return phone call or email. Even more important than the fees they charge is responsiveness and the ability to communicate with the tax professional. Does this mean you should get an immediate return phone call? Well, let's be realistic. In the middle of tax season, when tax professionals are running around trying to get returns done, hair on fire, phones ringing, they can't possibly return every phone call immediately. I would say use a 24-hour rule. You should get a return call, a return email, or some acknowledgement at least that you did try to reach out to them and they're aware of that and will get back to you as soon as possible. In the middle of April, that's the least that they could do. And by the way, is their office open year-round? Many offices are not open after April 15th. The tax office closes. The tax accountant disappears for the next 8 months, and they leave their tax clients behind until the next January, when they start all over again with what they call tax season. You want someone who will answer your phone calls and be available 12 months out of the year. In choosing an accountant, ask how much they will charge. Do they charge a flat fee? Do they charge by the form? Do they charge by the hour? Do they charge based on the amount of refund that they can get you? And how does their fee compare to other accountants? You know, the National Society of Accountants every year or so does a survey across the country of the average tax return preparation fees. And they ask return preparers, they ask enrolled agents, they ask CPAs, and with over 1,300 surveyed in 2016-2017, the average real estate agent return, which let's assume is going to be an itemized return, a Form 1040 with a Schedule C. The average return was $457. So that should give you a feel. Now, in my experience, I find most real estate agents pay between $250 and $500 for their tax return. The $250 is typically the newer agent, perhaps not married, doesn't own a home, a more simple return, but still has the full real estate business to include. Question number 5, ask the tax professional, what does the process of working with them look like? You know, does it look like this? You come in, you throw all the receipts on the desk, the tax professional works through the receipts, gets them all in the computer, prepares the return, you sign it, it's all done in 45 minutes and you leave. Or does it look something like this? You have an initial interview, you bring in your information, and the tax professional asks you lots of questions. Subsequently, you leave, he or she prepares the return over the next few days, and then you have a second meeting where you sit down, go over the return, and discuss what strategies you can kick in to reduce your taxes next year. The second strategy is one that's much more advantageous to you. It's not just a matter of cranking out the return and getting it done. It's a matter of having someone you can work with that you feel comfortable with and that can do the return because they're familiar with your situation. Not just the fact you're in real estate, but your family situation, your goals for the future, and so on. Question 6 is one that you actually ask yourself, and that is, how comfortable are you with this tax professional? Are you communicating clearly? Do you feel a comfort level? Is the vibe good? Let's face it, over the next few years, if you hire this accountant, you're going to have some difficult tax-related issues that you're going to have to work through. You're going to need to have someone who can help you through it. Being able to talk and do so in ways that aren't just accounting speak or tax jargon is a way that you need to be able to walk. You need to have someone you can count on, someone you can trust, someone you can talk to. So, how comfortable are you with the accountant? I think it's a big deal. The last question you should ask yourself is, should the accountant be local or can they be out of the area? Now, this is a question that only you can answer, but I'll give you my opinion. If I'm a real estate agent, I want to work with someone who knows real estate agents, the deductions, the credits, the situations, the strategies that you can use, has experience in working with other agents to reduce Uncle Sam's tax bite. It doesn't matter whether they're next door or the next state over, expertise and experience can go a long way in helping you if you're comfortable with that accountant. So location can be important, but then again, so is expertise and experience. You know, technology has made the world so small today, I actually have clients in all 4 corners of the globe. I work with Christian missionaries who I connected with through my church with Skype, Dropbox, and secure file transfer, and FaceTime, email. We can easily communicate. We can get the return prepared. They can digitally sign it, and they know I'm as close as the email or a phone call. So location can be important to you. Then again, it may not. It's your call. It's your business. You know, I recently did a video showing you how to prepare for your taxes, how to get your records together, what do you need, what will an accountant be looking for. Check that video by clicking on this link right here. That will help you in this regard. Choosing an accountant can be a sticky situation. Why? Because the accountant that you choose is often one that you'll stay with for a while. It's uncomfortable leaving once you select an accountant. They know your financial situation, they've got your prior year returns, they've got all your records, and so you want to choose wisely. Hopefully this information has helped you. If there's other questions you have, please type them in the comment section below. I'd love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you'll be up to date on all of our tax tips. And finally, share this video with those that you feel can benefit from it. I'm Jim Flaus, rhymes with house. If you're selling houses, don't make the tax mistakes most agents make that could cost them thousands in taxes every year. Taxes they shouldn't be paying and taxes they pay over and over and again because they didn't get the proactive advice they need or didn't know what they could deduct. So download our cheat sheet, the 10 ultimate tax hacks that rich realtors use to stop overpaying the IRS. I think it'll give you a great insight into how we help our clients and what rich realtors are doing to earn all that money, but more importantly, to keep it in their wallet. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.